My wife's sister is being sent to prison and will leave her 3 kids all alone. I agreed to adopt the 2 boys, but the girl doesn't make the cut. My wife's sister was recently found guilty of dealing to support her bad habit. She will be sentenced this week and is facing up to 20 years because this is not her first time caught doing this crime. She has 3 children, 2 boys that are 4 and 5, and a girl that's 14. No one on her family's side wants to, or are in a position to take the children except for me and my wife. However, I'm demanding 2 conditions. If we're going to take the children, and I want my wife and I to adopt them. I don't want 50 people looking over our shoulders trying to tell us what to do. If we're going to be legally responsible for them, I want to be able to parent them as we see fit. The second condition is that I'm willing to take the 2 boys but not the girl. The 2 boys have not had any rules in their lives and are terrors, but they're still young and can be taught right from wrong. The girl has gone past the point of no return. She's been suspended from school several times for things like fighting and being caught with substances on school grounds. She once dated a 22-year-old with her mom's approval and they all lived in the same apartment. That didn't last long and now she's dating an 18-year-old who is affiliated with a gang. This boyfriend was arrested when he was 14 on a home invasion charge but was released because it was his first time arrested and his age. This is a mess and we've been arguing about it for an entire week. I don't want to risk our financial and personal security, but my wife argued that we can't just throw her away. At this point we're not even sleeping in the same bed, but I'm not willing to open our house up to that girl and her lifestyle. Edit. I left out a lot of info because I was in shock and still am. We're both in our late 20s and have been married for a little over 2 years. We have no kids and I just graduated with my advanced degree last year. Last month my wife and I had a big conversation about maybe having kids when we're in our mid-30s. So what transpired before this update happened last week, when my wife came home, sat me down, and told me we're taking in 3 kids. This is obviously a bit ahead of the schedule we talked about. I know nothing about adoption laws, CPS, or anything related to raising children, much less troubled children. I knew what was going on with her sister and was told my wife's parents were going to take the kids in. Apparently they decided they are too old to take care of 3 kids. Of everyone in her family, we are the most financially secure and have a house, so when everyone backed out she volunteered without asking me. That was the crux of our argument, until I realized that it was happening with or without my agreement. That's when I told her we can take the boys but not the girl, which started another round of arguments. I've never raised any kids, so I'll know I can't deal with the baggage that the girl will bring into our lives. I can't begin to tell you all how shocking the whole thing is. Sometimes I feel like I'm outside watching my life spin out of control. Update. It's been 2 months since I was thrown this massive curveball. My wife and I couldn't come to an agreement, so I ended up leaving the house and talked to an attorney. Originally I just wanted to insulate myself and my assets from any damages that might be caused. However, after talking to my attorney about our state laws and talking to my family, I moved out and filed for divorce. I still love my ex and know she will be financially strapped to take care of 3 kids, so I signed the house over to her so at least she'll always have a roof over her head. I don't know the exact details, but this is what I've heard through friends. My ex got temporary guardianship of all 3 of the kids. She moved the kids in and registered them at the local schools. The girl was suspended several times. My ex and her niece got into some heated argument about her skipping school and letting boys into the house while the ex was at work. The girl and her friends cleaned the house of all valuables one day while my ex was at work and they left. No one knows where she's at. Her family thinks I'm evil and things would have gone much smoother if I stayed and helped her. I was told that my ex's father and cousins will rip my head off if we ever run into each other. I feel like this was the right decision, as I'm still incredibly young for managing 3 kids, plus I much prefer to have my own biological children. Should I have stayed?